Today we're making chicken nuggets, not to be confused with Nick and Chuggets, which are chicken chunks inside a crispy crust with a tasty texture and a satisfying, snappy attitude. The first thing we'll do is take around a pound of ground chicken, which is chicken that comes from the ground as opposed to sea, sky, or fire chicken. We'll add a tablespoon of garlic powder, a bunch of cumin, a smattering of mustard powder, a teaspoon of salt, and some pepper. I highly recommend going buck wild with the spices because so much gets lost when frying, so don't hold back. Now we're going to take a few slices of bread, cut off those crusts, then enjoy a delicious crusty cheese sandwich. Now throw that bread into a blendicizer, and if you're really hungry, you can go ahead and enjoy a crumb smoothie. If you're not hungry, go ahead and add that to the chicken. Now we'll wang jangle that chicken until it's all jangled up. If you're on keto, you can still eat this, just eat around the bread. There's a reason people usually use a machine to do this, and it's because it is very difficult. So feel free to add some oil and don't forget your affirmations. I am a machine. Mentally prepare yourself for an onslaught of compliments about how ripped your wrists look. Now keep in mind, it's important not to accidentally set the raw chicken down in front of a sign that says fresh ceviche. Now we'll put that chicken onto our slippery cutting board and give it a nice oil massage. Smooth it out into a sheet around the thickness you'd like your nuggets. I'm keeping one hand chicken free so I can touch things without having to burn my kitchen to the ground afterward. You can use your knife to straighten out the edges if you're a conformist who can't handle curves. Then cut them into strips until they're smaller than you think you want your nuggets. If you're ready to say goodbye to your kitchen forever, you can oil up both hands like you're preparing to do some grease wrestling. Then shape each individual nugget like your Demi Moore and Ghost, but with less clay and more chicken Play-Doh. When you're done, make sure to wash your hands really well or go ahead and schedule an amputation. And now we'll scramble a couple of eggs inside a bowl. If you prefer, you can scramble them on the counter. Now give each piece of chicken a quick egg bath. You can really avoid the whole gunky hand situation by using a fork here. Then throw it into another bowl with panko breadcrumbs. Then throw that bread confetti on top and give it a nice pat on the back, because if they struck out during a baseball game but you're still proud even though it was a effort, then set it aside to think about what it's done. Repeat the process for each piece of chicken. Dunk, cover, pat, isolate. Also known as the decoupage method. Once all the chicken is coated in breadcrumbs, it's important not to set it down in front of a sign that says delicious almond-coated crunchy toffee chocolate cookies. We're using a high temperature oil here and we're keeping it to medium heat or a bit below. Now this might be shallow frying, but safety stuff still applies, so check the links below if you're going to try this. I'm using tongs to add these to the hot and dangerous oil by employing the cafeo method, also known as the keep your fingers the away from the oil method, unless you want to enjoy some fried distal phalanx. We'll let the first side cook for around 2 minutes until it's crispy and brown, then carefully flip each nugget away from you and let them cook until the other side is crispy and browned. I'm a big believer in the Church of the Living Thermometer, so make sure that chicken gets to 165 degrees Fahrenheit in order to prolong your life. If you notice the nuggets aren't getting crispy, that means you accidentally used yellow water instead of oil and you're making soggy boiled nuggets. Speaking of water, in the olden days, people used to pan for chicken nuggets in the nearby creek. And you can still do that today in some chicken-dense areas. Garbage, junk. Ooh, what a beauty. Once they're cooked, move them to a wire rack to cool off, or move them to a flat wireless ceramic rack. Now you can take that oil off the heat and make sure you don't accidentally place it in front of a sign that says refreshing iced tea. If you're feeding these to kids, of course you can cut the crusts off. Now if you're really into nonconformity, you don't have to just make chicken nuggets. You can make chicken nuggets, chicken dugget, the pucket nugget, budget nugget, chicken tugget, or the plug-it nugget. Now listen to this. I totally didn't edit that at all. And keep in mind, it's important not to accidentally set your chicken nuggets down in front of a sign that says, delicious free chicken nuggets you can totally eat. Because I just put in all that effort so you could waltz in and enjoy them, even though my wrists hurt. And why don't you do something around here for a change? Because you don't care, that's why. Well, I wish you did. Because that would be passive aggressive, and that's no way to communicate with anybody. Oh look guys, it's HelloFresh. We're talking meal kits delivered to your door with over 55 weekly options, easy to follow recipes, and pre-portioned ingredients so you have less prep time and less wasted food. The produce they get is quality coming from the farm to you in less than a week. So you can experience what the Greeks call summerus, flavorus, maximus. If you're not going to be home, you can change your address so that HelloFresh can follow you around like a puppy, even on vacation. You know, in case you're worried about your cookie muscles atrophying. They've got veggie meals, pescatarian, fit and wholesome. So if you're busy crushing goals, you don't have to stop crushing your goals. You can crush your goals while crushing meals and crush some cans while you're at it. It's a good exercise. Go to HelloFresh.com and use code USUCK16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts. That's HelloFresh.com and use code USUCK16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts.